We have our amazing guides that are with us, Elsa from Metamorphosis, Florencia from Cacao Lab, and Kelsey from Mooncloth Design. We're just going to wait a little bit more until other participants come in, and we'll begin the show. But remember to have your props ready. So on my end, I have my incense holder, and I have some copal from Temple Copal. And I also have a face cream from Pericone. It's very citrusy. And finally, my chamomile tea. So yeah, what about you guys? Can you share what props you have, maybe on the chat?
I'll share while we're waiting as well. I have my passion fruit rose and mugwort tea in here, my beautiful Peruvian cup. I have my Palo Santo stick, my copal, my meditation oil, and even a hemp silk eye mask for the sound journey.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I can also share. I'm Elsa, and I have my copal burning in the background. I have some green tea here, and then I have my favorite cream from the Labo. And just because I love music so much, I have my harp in the background and a chime and a kalimba that you'll hear at one point later.
Yeah. So I'm gonna copy paste on the chat the run-off show for tonight. I think we could get started. What do you think, Yash? And Yash, thank you so much for holding the space for us. And we're super excited, and we're super blessed and honored to have you as our producer. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for being here. It's been great to have this festival, and we've been nerding out and geeking out. And so tonight is really special because we're really gonna be in receive mode, and your guides today are really very special. And I'm just here to hold space and bring this really beautiful ceremony to you. This is very dear to me because I feel like this kind of session is really needed right now because we're so isolated from each other, and the fact that we can gather virtually and hold space for each other is truly a blessing. So thank you to Metamorphosis, to Yumna, to Elsa, and her guides, Kelsey from Mooncloth, and also Florencia from Cacao Labs. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Josh. Well, Elsa, I think that let's begin, and we just want to introduce ourselves to start, and a little bit about Metamorphosis. We curated this event in collaboration with Yash, so we're very happy to be here. Yeah.
Hi everyone, and welcome here. It's our first virtual event with Metamorphosis, and we're so excited to share this with you. I am one of the founders of Metamorphosis, and my olfactive or scent journey began 10 years ago in New York City when actually meeting one of my dearest friends who is actually here tonight. Her name is Mackenzie Riley, and she's a rising star perfumer. And back then when I met her, she was learning her craft, and her passion for scent really, really inspired me. And I joined her on this scent journey, working at IFF, the fragrance house, and basically never left that world. I have been doing marketing and product development in the world of scent, first working alongside perfumers and then on the brand side. And basically 2 years ago, I sort of had an existential crisis and didn't really feel happy in my day job anymore. And I was trying to think what it was about the world of scent that really drew me in. I realized that scent and perfumes have really accompanied me throughout my life. They've been friends, they've been allies, they've been tools to dig deeper into myself, explore different facets of myself. So truly tools for self-expression and for self-care. And when I was looking around, I felt that most people are disconnected from their sense of smell. And whether it is because, we do not trust brands anymore, whether it is because our sense of smell is complex and mysterious, it's a shame because our sense of smell is our most emotional one. It is the only one that has a direct access to our emotion and memories. And in this age of health and wellness, it is so crucial to be able to use this sense consciously in order to empower our health and well-being. So this is really the context and the mission of Metamorphosis, to help people reconnect with their sense of smell so they are able to empower their health and well-being. And so for the past year, we've been doing physical experiences, exploring that connection and that theme. And during this time, we've sort of tried to pivot, and Yumna has joined the team as the new co-founder and is helping me achieve this mission on an even greater scale. So I'm so grateful for her and for her new support, and I'll let her introduce herself as well as the theme of tonight's exploration.
Yes. Hi everyone, I'm Yumna. As Elsa mentioned, I'm the newest addition to Metamorphosis and also your host tonight. So funny enough, Elsa and I started this venture and partnership just before COVID hit. We were thinking already like, how can we reimagine and extend our offerings into the virtual world? And here we are at the Digital Scent Festival and producing a virtual event in a pandemic. So Elsa and I met at Burning Man last year, and we felt a very special connection. I was really aligned with the vision and inspired by the vision, and thought that our complementary skills would be great to grow this business. My background is in design and user experience. I worked in advertising and tech companies, but I've been always interested in designing experiences that touches all the senses. My most recent role was at this startup called Oticus, and their mission was to help people hear. So it seems like I'm called now to help people smell. Scent has played a really important role in my life and in my wellness journey, especially aromatherapy. It helped me with my meditation practice, feeling more focused and still. And I think that it's a really, really powerful tool. On that note, I'd love to introduce this experience that we co-created with these beautiful ladies from Cacao Lab and Mooncloth Design. And the goal of this experience is to help you feel more love and compassion towards yourself in these weird times where we're stuck at home, and being stuck at home is a great opportunity to go inward. And we hope that these tips and tricks that we put together around scent will help you overcome this pandemic in your daily life. Thank you so much, and I'll pass it on to Florencia from Cacao Lab, who will be one of our guides as well, to introduce herself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Yuma, and thank you all of you for being here. It's such an honor to share this experience with all of you. I feel like these times are a really powerful opportunity to pause and reflect on where am I going, right? What actions am I taking, and are they coming from the heart space, or am I just allowing myself to move in autopilot? And it's been a really powerful couple of years. I feel like almost it was a preparation process for this very experience that we're moving in now. I found myself really looking for my calling, my passion, And I knew from a young age chocolate was my calling. I used to eat a lot of it, but I never really understood the purity of chocolate until about 4 years ago. And this is a powerful plant that many of us know on the surface, but when you go deeper into the understanding, it really allows you to come back to the heart space. So my brother and I started a company called Cacao Lab as a way to, as a tool really to invite people to experience their hearts, their emotions, like Elsa was sharing. There's so many of us that are disconnected from our emotions. So the moment that we start observing how this energy and motion is moving through us, we can begin to show up in a different way. So Cacao Lab is an opportunity to, yes, experience chocolate in its purest form, but also really understand how we're showing up in the world. And we have been a bridge between indigenous communities and the modern world since we started this company, really giving the voice to the indigenous communities as they work with this plant as a sacred food. So thank you so much for being here with us, and I'm excited to guide you through that heart-opening journey.
Yes, and now we'll move on to Kelsey from Mooncloth.
Thank you, ladies. I'm Kelsey, and I'm the co-founder of Mooncloth Designs. My partner is Sarah Harf. Mooncloth designs sustainable wellness spaces, and we've worked with all kinds of hotels and spaces like Soho House to design using hemp and eco amenities and bringing sustainable solutions to hospitality businesses. And recently I've been really focused on creating our own consumer line of high vibe products for the home and for self-care. And they're really like with aromatherapy, I think about the ingredients and how they're blended together that help connect us to our higher self. And really that in combination with the power of hemp has been so incredible for my own personal healing journey and for our planet too, just sourcing the ingredients and using aromatherapy and using hemp for a deeper sense of healing. I produce and work on all of the products for Mooncloth, and I have a line called Moment that I get to create all of the scents for, which is my dream job. And I started playing with organic and essential oils as a form of perfuming for myself maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and then was slowly gifting these. Burning Man also had a huge impact, and I loved making these meditation oils as gifts at Burning Man and beyond that as well. So they're really tools that help you get into your heart space. And scent for me has always been the best way to honor spirit and to honor the connection to our ancestors and to ourselves. So now I would really like to give everyone a moment to gather all of their tools for our ceremonies. So if you have an incense, if that's Palo Santo or a sage bundle, maybe a diffuser, or even a scented candle is okay. Now is the time to grab that. And also make sure you have a lighter. And I want everyone to pick the space that they would like to sit quietly in. And this is going to be the place where we're going to do the space clearing energetically for ourselves and for the room that we're in. So think about where you want that to be, and maybe open a window if you can. And I'm just going to give everyone a moment to prepare for that.
Yeah, and super, we have people that have peppermint, others that have a fruit infuser with ginger and pink peppercorn, Palo Santo.
Wow.
So many different facial massage oil. Someone's using Mooncloth.
Amazing.
Moonrow. Yeah.
Cool. And also now we're going to start a Spotify playlist that we've all contributed to as a group and created for the special ceremony. So once everyone has their things gathered, just sit down and we're going to start the playlist, and then we're going to open up the ceremony. And I'll just give a few more moments for everyone to sit. And then we'll cue up the playlist as well. Okay, so now that the ceremony has started and we have all of our props gathered with us, I would like everyone to take a deep breath in together to open this container and the ceremony for the evening. Let's have everyone focus on their intention for the evening, for the week, and also I'd like to honor the new moon in Gemini that is today. So it's a perfect time for manifestation. Everyone take a deep breath in, thinking of that intention. And let's do it once more. Deep breath in through the nose and hold at the top for a few moments. And release. Now that we have opened the container, I'm going to start a ceremony around sanctifying and clearing our energetic spaces in our homes, both our own personal space and also for the room that you've chosen to sit in tonight. I want to mention that I have a background in Eastern Feng Shui philosophies. I've studied it for the last couple of years, and it's been an incredible tool to combine with scent to find balance and harmony, not only in our home, but throughout our life. So Feng Shui is really about creating harmony in the home and tapping into the elements to do that. And a really simple practice that I'm going to share with you as part of my ceremony is my altar. So my altar is here and it's my bedside table. And this for me is very approachable and easy to do as a weekly practice or even a daily practice. So I've placed on my altar some symbols and tools that really help me in clearing and sanctifying and purifying my physical and my spiritual space. So most importantly for this meditation, you need your incense stick, and I have my Palo Santo stick here, which is my favorite. I have a deep connection to Palo Santo because it was really the incense and the scent that began me on this entire journey of creating Mooncloth and of being able to combine and blend my own essential oil perfumes. So I've chosen to honor Palo Santo, but you can use anything, your copal or other incense sticks that you have for the evening. Also on my altar, I have my Moment meditation oil, and I actually have Palo Santo and copal. It's a blend of the two, which are my favorite, and they're from the same family. So I have that. I have my copal stick here. I have this beautiful flower that I picked from outside of my house. It's a trumpet flower, a brugmansia, and it's in water to represent the element of water. I also have this beautiful earthy vase with lavender and rosemary, which are my favorite herbs from my backyard. I have my eye mask, and I have this beautiful bowl that's lit up as a salt bowl with my crystals inside of it, and I love to use the soft lighting when I'm going into meditation in the evening. So this is my altar, and it's very easy to set something up like this, whether it's in your bedroom or in a different space in your house. I really start to think about all of the elements, being earth, fire, the warmth from the glow of the bowl and lighting the incense, the water from the vases and the flowers, also representing the balance of masculine and feminine. So this is my at-home altar, and I hope I can inspire everyone to think about how they can use an altar and the elements to really call in, to manifest, and to bring balance and harmony every day to their space. So now we're going to take a deep breath in again, come back to the intention, and we're going to light the Palo Santo. So let's do that together. Just one deep breath in. And I'm going to call on the spirit of fire. For all of us together, the fire brings the warmth and the passion, the inspiration and the light to our incense. And let the Palo Santo, the incense stick, burn for, I don't know, maybe 20 to 30 seconds and really get it going. And then we're gonna use air, whether you want to shake it out or blow on it. I like to do a little bit of both to start to create the cleansing and clearing smoke that we're going to use while we continue to think about this intention. And my intention for this week, I'm going to state, is that I have so much gratitude for my health, compassion, and self-love. And I'd like to clear all of the uneasy, uncertain dreams I've been feeling this week, the confusion. I'd like to call on the spirits to clear that negativity out. And I'm just gonna wave the Palo Santo stick around my own personal space here. I like to do it around my head, around my feet, around my body. Continue to come to your intention. And because I've had so much uncertainty in these times, it's really been impacting my dreaming has been a bit uneasy. So what I would like to do now to clear the energy of the space is to move the Palo Santo in small circles to continue feeding it the air that it needs to breathe. And the warmth from the fire, I'm just gonna move around my bed where I sleep. And you can do this walking through your entire space. You can move from corner to corner, do it all around the windows, have a window open to really clear and move the energy out and through the entire space, while always staying focused on your mantra, your meditation, and your intention. I also have here my copal stick, and I'm going to light it and let it burn on my altar. And the combination of these two incense are so grounding to me. They're so earthy, and they are a bit masculine. They have a touch of sweetness, like almost a little bit of citrus in the Palo Santo. But they're soft and grounding. So I love this scent in combination with the flowers that I've placed on my altar. And those flowers fill the room with scent as well. And it's a very feminine scent from the flowers. The trumpet flower is so sweet and soft, and it's very dreamy. It just kind of lulls me to sleep. So when I get to play with combining these natural essences, I really feel it pulls me into this place of perfect harmony. And it brings balance and ease back to my day to day. So I want everyone to just really cup the smoke in your hands, pull it towards your third eye. And ask for the clearing and positive energy to bring your intention to focus and find clarity in our path forward. Thank you, Palo Santo and Copal, into the flowers, for all of your beauty and your essence, for helping me to honor myself in these times. And we're going to take one final breath together. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to pass the next ceremony to our cacao queen, Florencia, from Cacao Lab. And I hope everyone enjoyed.
I feel so integrated in the space. You all can feel the same. I invite you to take your circle out or whatever choice you have chosen to connect with. And let's bring it into the heart. We have chosen cacao as a plant to bring us into the heart. For many,
let's give Florencia a couple of seconds to adjust her mic and prepare the different beverages that you have.
Okay, how is that? Does that work? Beautiful. So if we can just spotlight the other video. And allow yourselves to grab your cup of cacao, bringing it into the heart space. Perhaps you've chosen a different plant that allows you to dive into the language of love. So cacao is used by many indigenous communities as a way to come back to the heart, allowing us to dive into the divinity, the radiance that resides within us. For many indigenous communities, this is a sacred food that allows us to find this moment of stillness, of ease. And many of these communities also understand that the elements of nature, earth, water, fire, air, these energies are moving within us and outside of us. So they're an extension of ourselves. And the moment that we begin honoring and respecting these energies, we can remember to honor and respect our own essence, our own being. So we give thanks to the element of earth for allowing us to find the divinity, the rest, the nourishment. Thank you for allowing us to rest our roots, explore the darkness, the shadow work, the mysteries of the unknown. It is through this exploration that we allow ourselves to move closer and closer towards the light. We give thanks to the element of water for the fluidity, the connections, the relationships, the change, the creativity. Thank you for allowing us to flow in the rhythm of change, letting us swim in the unlimited possibilities of creation, finding the wisdom, the stillness when the waters are tamed, knowing that this is just a play, it's a practice for when the waters get rough. And even then, we continue finding that wisdom, that stillness, because we know that the clarity is waiting on the other side of the wave. Thank you to the element of fire for the passion, the courage, the strength, the transformation. Thank you for allowing us to burn all the toxins that lay in the physical body, in the emotional body, in the mental body, so we can transcend to the spiritual body. And as we move through the smoke, we connect deeper with the confidence that lays within. Thank you to the element of air for the openness, the vulnerability, the trust, the acceptance. Let's take a deep breath in together and find how the breath nourishes each and every cell of the body. And as you exhale, find all that space that's created within you. It is through that space that we open our wings and we take flight. We take flight into those desires that we have for ourselves, knowing that these desires will bring us closer to the mission that we have in the here and now. Thank you to the essence, the spirit of cacao. Thank you for allowing us to dissolve all those barriers that we have set against ourselves so we can remember the language of the heart and begin to listen, but also speak from that space. Thank you to all the elders, all the ancestors that have passed on this wisdom from generation to generation, letting us take in the knowledge along with the experience so we too can share this wisdom with the rest of the world, becoming the leaders that we were born to be. And thank you to all the guardians and protectors of the sacred lands and those who have been protecting the fruit of cacao so we can enjoy it this evening. So I invite you, as you take your cup, begin to take a deep breath in and observe what essence, what scents begin to communicate with you. And allow the eyes to stay softened, beginning to observe what emotions, what sensations begin to arise. Perhaps there are certain memories that awaken. And setting a purpose and intention as you take your first sip. So cacao has been used, as I mentioned, as a way to come back to the heart. And on one hand, it's really opening up the heart space, stimulating blood flow, really activating the heart space. But it's also relaxing the muscles, the joints, the nervous system. So it creates a powerful duality of being really awake, but also really relaxed. And it also gives us an opportunity to pause. I feel like this is what this moment as a collective we're going through. It's a moment of pause and reflection. And whether you have chosen cacao or chamomile, whatever plant that you have chosen, taking a moment to really honor what it represents to you. And how does it allow you to come back to your connection to the heart, to the language of your heart space. But once we begin to create the stimulation of the blood and really opening us up, cacao is also bringing about 30% more oxygen to the brain, the skin, the heart. So it allows us to be hyper aware of our surroundings and our bodies as well. So with all of this, I'd love to allow Elsa to guide us into a journey as you continue sipping on your tea or cacao.
Hi everyone. Let's bring our scented cream or scented oil or scented serum next to us. Anything that you feel comfortable putting on your face. And I just wanted to say a few words for I begin. Self-care has been a big thing for me in the past few years. And as I sit during this time, I realize that we have all the answers within. I think this time is really forcing us to realize that we are whole. We are our own healer. And it is so important to take this time to be kind to ourselves, because we cannot love others if we don't love ourselves. So even if you are alone, it doesn't mean that you can't give yourself a soothing touch. In fact, it's really important for the health of humanity to do that. So let's begin, and let's put a few drops of the cream on our hands. Let's rub the cream to our hands. And bringing our palms to our nose, I invite you to take a deep breathe in. I will show you first. To connect with the sense. Let's take 3. And when you take a deep breath in, think about all the warmth and comfort and love coming inside of you. And as you breathe out, think of all the negativity and stress in your body. So let's take a deep breath in together. Another deep breath in. And the last one. If you need to reapply a little bit more, you can. Let's rub our palms really fast to create some heat. And let's rest our palms on the side of our face. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. And just feeling the healing heat, relaxing your face, relaxing your jaws. We can start moving down and up. Let's make some circles on our temples. It's an area where we can gather a lot of tension and stress. Bringing our fingers down under our eyes. I will invite you to create these with your hands, and I'll show you from the side. We're going to bring our hands from our neck up, down, and up, and down, and up. Moving to the outer ears, you can squeeze and make circles. Pulling our lobes down. I also love to pet my hair. It feels very nice, pulling the hair. You want to reapply a little bit of cream. Now I invite you to put your hands behind your neck and give yourself a little nice massage there. We sometimes forget to give ourselves love, and we think that we don't deserve it or that there's no time for it. But actually, just a few minutes can change everything. Let's put our right hand to our upper right trap and squeeze here. Don't do it too hard. You don't want to hurt yourself. Let's do it on the other side now. Now I invite you to bring your hands to your nose. Close your eyes. And let's take 3 deep in breaths to do a little meditation for a few minutes. Breathing in self-care, warmth and comfort. Breathing out tension and stress. How does it feel to have taken care of yourself? How does it feel to take this moment to gift yourself some love and kindness? How does it feel to be all connected here in this mission? imagine yourself sitting in front of you. Give yourself a smile. Now I invite you to give yourself a hug and thank yourself, to honor yourself. And bringing our hands to our heart, let's take a final few in-breaths together. Taking a deep in-breath, holding at the top, bringing all the love and warmth and comfort inside us. And exhaling. Another deep in-breath. And a deep out-breath. I invite you now to lay down and just feel yourself dissolve as you listen to the sound that we will play for you.
Again, bringing your awareness back to the breath. Bringing your awareness back to the physical body. Begin swallowing once or twice to invite in the sensation of taste into your experience. Wiggling the fingers, the toes, coming back to the body, back to the breath. And when you feel ready, begin to slowly opening the eyes, coming back to the space. Welcome back.
Much, lady. It was such a beautiful and special evening for us. Each and every participant and guide put all their hearts, and we could really sense it in the vibe of the room. You know, technology is not always at our favor, but we are doing something new here. We had 3 guides, 3 different experiences that touches all the senses, from the taste to the touch to the smell, and we're really very grateful to have you participate. And I'd love to open up to questions from the public. Maybe to start is, if anyone wants to share any rituals that they've been doing during these times, it would be nice to hear how everyone is coping and trying to use certain rituals at home to feel better. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna wait a little bit in the chat, or even if you feel like talking, we can unmute ourselves and maybe share your feedback or how you feel after this experience. Does anyone want to share? Okay, a question to Kelsey. What would you suggest to someone who wants to experience the burning of Palo Santo wood when they're not at home, like when they are in a traffic jam in the car?
This is the perfect question. Thank you for asking. This is why you need the meditation oil. So this is why I created this meditation oil. That it's the one that I make. It's with Palo Santo and copal, and it's just in a little 10 milliliter roller. But the source that I have to the Palo Santo is incredible. It's from Peru. It's from a sustainable farmer. And we have to be very conscious of where we're getting our Palo Santo as well, because the tree needs to be dead for, say, like 8 to 10 years to really benefit from its essence and its healing qualities. So this oil that I'm using is incredible, and you can get the scent and use it in a traffic jam. I used it on BART for so many years when I was working in tech, and it started me on my entire perfume journey. So I'd be happy to share with you. We also have a discount code. So yeah, please let me know if you're interested and want to try it. And I think that's a solution.
Yeah, thank you, Kelsey. Noosh said that she always has her Palo Santo and burn it in the car. Yeah, we actually have some discounts for Mooncloth Design and Cacao Lab, as well as our next event at Metamorphosis. Elsa will be leading our signature meditation around scent. Maybe Elsa, do you want to?
Yeah. So I started to try and meditate 5 years ago. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, and everyone was telling me I should meditate. And I tried so many times. I was taking classes and taking workshops and sitting in my room and listening to those, apps, and I just felt like I was failing at it, and it was super frustrating. And then I started something. I just started experimenting with scent, applying scent on my hands, meditating with, and somehow doing that really helped. Smelling is really helping you to bring you back in the present moment. You can't escape from it. And so that simple act just really transformed my relationship with meditation and helped me to really get to that meditative stage. So we developed basically an experience using scent to help people meditate. And we've experimented with it in the past year in different environments. And it's really been helpful for a lot of people. So we want to now share it with the world, because meditation is becoming, such a big trend, and people need help. So we want to help you, and we're going to be doing the first one next week. Then I want to do it every week, and hopefully start a movement of meditation on set. So I hope you can join, and we're going to post the link on the chat. Would love to hear if you think it's a good tool for you, or if you have any suggestions. But yeah, please tune in. And thanks again for joining tonight, for joining this community. And we hope to be doing more events. So we'll let you all know.
Thank you so much. We have a question about cacao. So how can we use cacao, Florencia?
Yeah, I love this question of how can we use cacao at home. It's such a beautiful plant that I see here in the chat. Somebody was brought back to their childhood, and that's so special because it really allows us to come back to the creative aspect of our being, the inner child that is always within us. So I usually start my mornings with cacao, and instead of having coffee, cacao really gives you all the energy that you need in the mornings, but it's not super stimulating like coffee. So if you're someone that needs that boost in the morning, cacao really gives you that. But at the same time, as I mentioned earlier, it's one of the richest foods of magnesium. So it really relaxes you and starts your day in a different way. And I also saw somebody sharing that they just started playing singing bowls, and that's such a beautiful practice. There's so many ways to really come back to the heart. For me, cacao speaks because it brings me back to my childhood, and it really allows me to play. It gives me that playground. But it's an opportunity to just create a sacred space for about 10 or 15 minutes, just making your cup at home, and then, taking a moment to set an intention. And we hear this word intention a lot, But I've been, ever since I started working with cacao, I started really trying to understand what that means. And when you connect with the indigenous communities, they often talk about having a purpose for everything that we do. Like when we're working with scent, the purpose is to dive us into connecting deeper with ourselves, with our emotions, right? So a plant also gives us an opportunity to just dive in with ourselves and say, okay, what do I want to experience today? What is this beautiful day bringing for me? And when you set an intention, then you're paying attention unconsciously, right, to see how that shows up because you asked yourself that question. So for me, it's been a really powerful invitation to connect with myself and also with my relatives, with my brother, with my mom. We make the cacao in the evening and we share, what we were excited about through the day and what we're grateful for. So it gives us a moment of pause.
Thank you. Lorenza, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Talk about maybe other rituals around sacred beverage that could be created at home.
I love that question. It's really, so I started with cacao, but I think you're drinking chamomile, is that right?
Yes.
So chamomile also allows your body to relax, right? And the moment that we make a cup of tea, like we feel the warmth and we can't quite take a sip yet because it's too hot. So we feel the steam moving through and that's already waking up all the senses, right? And it gives us a moment to connect with ourselves. So whenever I make my cup of whatever tea it is, even water, I just take a moment and just honor, what allowed me to bring it here, the elders or the farmers that brought it to me. And I just take a moment of gratitude. And it's sort of silly and simple, but it shifts your perspective because when we begin to work from a sense of gratitude, our energy, our emotions naturally rise, right? I've never seen somebody angry and grateful at the same time. So when you come from a place of gratitude, you're already showing up in a different way. And so saying thank you, and then perhaps inviting in again, like an intention, and give yourself a moment to journal what comes up. And I even invite you guys to do this when we get off, like maybe reflecting what came up during your experience, because we have so many thoughts during the day that a lot of them just go back as clouds move, right? And they shift and maybe we lose that. But even the project, whatever project you're working on now, that was one of those many ideas, many thoughts that you had. So when we start writing them down and taking a moment to reflect, I really feel like you start shifting the way that you move through the world. So the next time that you start your day with a cup of whatever it is that you chose to start your day with, just setting a moment of reflecting and giving thanks.
Thank you, thank you. So someone is asking what instrument were being played.
Oh, during the sound, we had a swing chime. So this sounds incredible in person, and I'm so happy that we get to explore a little bit on Zoom. But this is a swing chime that is on E frequency. And it just sounds almost as if the wind is blowing through and really waking up the sound. And then this is a wind chime. So this is a swing chime and wind chime. A lot of wind today. And Elsa, what was it that you were playing?
I'm playing Tatsula, but it had, I forget how you use, but it's a really beautiful enclosed resonance. And it's very intuitive to play.
Yeah. So other people, so Tida, I think that to answer the question that I had before about what rituals have you been doing during this time. She said that my ritual has been to smell the wild roses by the waterfront. It's so simple yet a powerful gesture. So yeah, definitely, it's the time to go outdoors and just like walk in nature and just smell the plants and the flowers and the trees. Um, so yeah. Kelsey, I had a question for you. So can you walk us through like maybe, like the symbols of every element you chose? You kind of you briefly explained, but it would be nice if you could tell us about each of the symbols.
For sure. Okay, so can you see the altar okay? So I changed the symbols. I don't always stay consistent and I like to keep it a bit intuitive. So just going more towards what I'm feeling drawn to and trusting that that's the healing that I need when I do this every week. I have a beautiful trumpet flower tree, which is also a brugmansia, and it is very powerful. The scent is incredible. You do have to be a little bit careful with handling them, but this is such a dreaming flower. And this is the most feminine in water. I've been using this combination, the glass water and this trumpet flower, to help me sleep and to help with my dreams. My dreams have been very vivid and it's been helping me to remember them. So this is just very yin, very feminine way to tap into the element of water. And then I have, of course, fire from lighting the incense, but also when I turn my salt crystal bowl on that I've made for myself, it's really cool. It's filled with a bunch of different types of crystals, and it just has this beautiful, like radiating, like orange, like fiery, warm light, but it's also very earthy. In feng shui, we use the elements of metal and wood, so it's a little bit different than your traditional four elements to bring harmony. And the element of metal represents like ancestry and ancient wisdom, and I really think of crystals as incorporating that element. So I like to have them here to also help me clear my energy and tap me back into my wisdom. It's very grounding and earthy as well. So I decided to pick lavender and rosemary. The combination of the two is like very uplifting. Rosemary is for remembering, and I love to use lavender for relaxation and sleep as well. I have also this little tablecloth from Peru that's just very earthy, this woven little cloth that I like to create my altar on. And that's pretty much it. I guess I would suggest that you could potentially add like a photograph of a loved one, maybe that's passed over, what is a great thing to have on your altar if you feel called for that. I don't love to have photographs in the bedroom, but that's up to everyone to decide what they're comfortable with. I think it is very intuitive in practice, and you just have to feel into what you're called to place on the altar and think about the symbolism of each object that you're placing. And it's just a way to really honor.
Yeah.
How's that?
Thank you. I don't know, Josh, did you raise your hand? Did you have any questions? Because I see your hand is raised.
Say
Yes, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Josh.
am I?
Yeah, there we go.
I was really happy with you and all personally.
Hey, Josh, we can't hear you well. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, great. So my last question was for Elsa. I'd love if you can walk us through other rituals around self-care that you've been practicing at home related to touch.
Related to touch. I mean, massage for me has been the only one related to touch. I've been meditating every morning and sometimes in the evening before I go to bed. I've been trying to play different instruments because I've always been connected to music. Never took the time to explore my creative side. I think I was really in my masculine in New York City before COVID, and I'm trying now to tap into my creative feminine qualities. So whether it's harp, I actually bought a harp here. I don't know if you can see it. So I've been experimenting with that. Yeah, just going with the flow and not controlling my days too much, but following my intuition. And that has been the way I've been taking care of myself.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, if no one has more questions, I think it's time to wrap up. Does anyone have a last question, or we can go to sleep very soon after this very relaxing meditation. I'm gonna post once more the discounted codes and the links to our next events. And I really want to thank you all for participating and supporting us. And again, big thank you to Yosh. She really believed in us and kind of gave us the space to play. So thank you so much, Yosh.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night, and then continue listening to this playlist, which is very soothing, as you probably could tell during the event. A great way to fall asleep. And we hope to see you very soon. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.